Hi BookTube! My name is Sarah and welcome to the Bookish Knitter. Today I am coming to you with the start of another weekly reading vlog. So it's a bit later in the day. It is about 3:45 and I am home. I went into the office this morning and now I'm back and I have some time before I go back to work after my lunch break, but I thought I would sit down here and get the vlog started off. So today is the 27th of June. It's Monday, so happy Monday, everybody. You will have probably seen a quick little clip just before this of my morning walk this morning. I did 3 kilometers. I'm very proud of myself. Yeah, it was a lot of fun. I actually found this website called Plan Your Route or something. I will leave it linked below. There is, it's free, but there is, you can pay, 25 bucks a year to use it. And I guess if you pay, it gives you a mobile app as well. But I use the Map My Walk mobile app for, actually finding, how long I've been walking and stuff like that. But this one was pretty cool because what you could do is, it would give you, you'd say, this is my location. And then, oh, I want to go on, a 2-mile walk. And it will show you different routes that will take you that far, which I thought was pretty cool. So I took one of those routes today and it was a lot of fun, actually. This is all my neighborhood I have lived in since I was a kid. And a lot of these streets I've never been on because you kind of especially if you live in a subdivision kind of area, there are some instances where you need to leave breadcrumbs in order to get back to wherever it is that you were going. So it's been kind of neat, to be able to see the stuff, the different houses and stuff like that. So anyway, that was this morning. So yeah, welcome to the vlog, everybody. Welcome to another week. This is week number 26. I think last week I said it was week 26. I was wrong. It was week 25. I now have it on my calendar what week it is so I can remember. But yeah, I don't know why I like keeping track that way, but I do. I guess in that way, my brain likes to keep it organized, what week we are on in the year. And as I also like to say at the beginning of all these vlogs, I am here, of course, to do book reviews. So as I read stuff throughout the week, so timestamps in the description box below if you guys want to jump ahead to any of the books that I talk about this week, and if you're just interested in seeing the reviews for those books. So what am I reading today, you guys? I finished a book this morning. Yay! So I finished it not on my walk, but just after I got back from my walk. And that was Death in the Sunshine by Steph Broadribb. So this is a mystery. I wouldn't necessarily say it was a thriller. It's definitely a police procedural mystery. And it is available on Kindle Unlimited. I did get it from the publisher. So thank you to NetGalley and to, I think it was Amazon Trade Publishing UK for an e-arc copy of this to read and review. Like I said, it is available on Kindle Unlimited because it has now been published. So I grabbed a copy for $1.99 or something because I downloaded the Kindle edition and then I ended up getting an audio copy from Audible for much cheaper, for that whisper sync price, as they call it. And I really liked the narration on this one, you guys. It was really good. So the entire plot of this story is about these 4 retired detectives. This is the first book in the Retired Detectives series. And they are all at this very high-end retirement village in Florida, somewhere in Central Florida. And one day our main, the leader of the group, Moira, she's out at the pool to do her laps. And she sees this dead woman in the lap pool, surrounded by all these dollar bills. And the story goes from there. It's kind of trying to find out who killed this young girl. I shouldn't say young, not that she was young, but I mean, in comparison to these retired people, this woman was probably in her early 20s. So anyway, you get a lot of clash of personalities. Moira's keeping secrets even from us as the reader. Then we have a married couple named Philip and Lizzie, and he was a DCI because she's British. So Moira's British. Philip and Lizzie are also British. He was DCI, Detective Constable something, I can't remember. And Lizzie, his wife, was essentially a CSI. And then there's Rick, and Rick worked in stateside. here in North America. I can't remember what city. I want to say it was like New York or something like that. But he was a police officer out here. So essentially they're being told by like the local cops to like, old people, stick out of the, like, don't get into this. It's not your business. Go back to playing shuffleboard or whatever it is you people do in your retirement. Leave the sleuthing to us actual police, like, you know, us non-retired police officers, if you will. And, yeah, so a lot of that back and forth, but this wasn't a dark story. This was not a cozy mystery. Was not a cozy mystery at all. So definitely a police procedural, but it wasn't super, super gritty. There is a lot of stuff, like I said, even from the reader, that's being held back. And while the case itself was wrapped up, there was definitely stuff that was not tied up in a neat little bow at the end in regards to our main characters. And I really actually kind of liked that. So, you know, while the case was done, it was still like, okay, but what's happening with this? And it's not like it was anything that, it was stuff from their past that was never revealed to the reader or to some of the other characters. So there is going to be a second book in the series, and I'm really looking forward to it. So I gave this book 4 stars, really enjoyed it. Definitely, I recommend that you guys check it out. So what am I currently reading? So I finished that, and the other day I had also started Electric Idol by Katee Robert, and I had started this on audio, and I am now continued with it. I am now, because I listened to it a bit more this morning than I listened to it, I think, like on my drive into work, and listened to it on my drive home from work. So I am probably a little over 100 pages through this now. I'd say about 30-ish, 30, maybe even more % of the way through this. I have no idea. I guessed when I stuck the bookmark in there. I do have, pardon me, a physical edition of this. So this is the story of Psyche and Eros. And he is the son of Aphrodite. And Aphrodite is not the nicest person in this universe. I can't remember, like, from my Greek and Roman mythology learnings, I'm pretty sure she was a decent person, but she's got a vendetta against everybody. Like, if you disagree with this woman, she'll have you killed. It's not like she's just going to kind of, you know, really tick you off. She's going to have you murdered. And Eros, her son, is her monster, as he refers to himself. He is her hired gun, essentially. Like, he does these things to people that she asks him to. And Psyche is the daughter of Demeter, who her sister Persephone married Hades in the first book, Neon Gods, and now Psyche has for some reason angered Aphrodite. So Aphrodite says to her son, like, could you kill her, please? Could you just get that done, please? Thank you. And he's pretty much like a monster type robot. Like, he's just like, yeah, I'll do it, whatever. And then when he actually meets up with her and talks to her, and they'd had a run-in prior to this, he's like, well, I don't think I want to kill you. Like, he kind of starts to grow a conscience because she was super nice to him the last time that they met each other, even though everyone perceives him to be this horrible, evil being, right? Like, the thing about these books is that, yes, these are like Greek and Roman gods that you're talking about, but they're not gods. Like, they exist almost on the same plane of existence as we do, but like in another dimension. It's the easiest way I can think about it. Like, when I labeled this book, when I put it on my spreadsheet that I was reading it, I labeled it as a fantasy romance. Like, this is clearly not of our world, but a lot of our world elements come into effect, like food and eating and clothing and like breathing and, you know, all those things. They're not supernatural beings. They are human. And if they get pushed out of a 42, floor window, Zeus in the last book, spoiler alert, they're going to die. You know what I mean? So, yeah, anyway. So he's been sent to kill her. He decides he can't kill her. So instead he's going to marry her because at least that way his mother can't touch her at that aspect. So that's kind of where we are now, is that they're kind of getting everything ready for the wedding. And of course this is Katee Robert, so this is going to get very hot and spicy. But I will report back. I am enjoying it. I don't know if I'm enjoying it as much as I like Neon Gods, but I am enjoying it. So I am reading that. The other thing that I have not started, but I'll probably read a chapter or two of before I go to bed tonight because it's going to be nice and light and quick and easy, is Too Good to Be True by Francine Pascal, which is the 11th book in the Sweet Valley High series. I should have read this last month, but I didn't get to it, so I am looking forward to getting to it now. But my bigger priority, even above Neon or Electric Idol, is I can show this to you guys. Normally I wouldn't do this in a vlog, but I can show it to you now because the other vlog will have already gone up. And I am currently reading Undercover Colton by Addison Fox. This is one of the books I'm reading for my Harlequin Anticipated Reads vlog, which is tomorrow Tuesday. I need to get this done today because that vlog needs to go up tomorrow. So that's a thing. But anyway, yeah, so my goal is to get this one done today. I'm a little bit more than halfway through it. A part of me was kind of like, maybe I'll push it and put it up on Wednesday. So I don't know. I might actually end up doing that, you guys. I will report back. I'll see how far I get in it today. I don't want to push it and just like force myself to read it. Maybe I'll just do that just to give myself a little bit of breathing room. I'm working from home tomorrow and I'm trying to get a lot of stuff done today. So we shall see how that goes. But anyway, that's it, you guys. Just to jump in, hello, how you doing? And I will talk to you guys tomorrow. Bye, guys. Hi, friends. Happy Tuesday. Today is the 28th of June, and I am just sitting down very quickly for a quick update to update nothing. I don't have much to update. I finished a book yesterday, but I'm not talking about it here because I've already talked about it. So I did my, I finished the last book for the Harlequin Anticipated Reads vlog for June. So that video is going live today. I still have to edit it, which shouldn't take me too long at all, and get it posted. So that's nice and easy. I did not go for a walk this morning. I had a bit of a lazy morning. I slept in till like almost 8 o'clock. It's now about 9:30. And I just did that filming of those clips. And I also filmed the clip for the new Harlequin Anticipated Reading vlog that's coming out at the end of July. So I'm on the ball for that one. I wanted to get that introduction filmed as soon as possible, and I was super excited about it, so I did that. And yeah, so today my reading plans consist of trying to finish Electric Idol by Katee Robert and starting Too Good to Be True by Francine Pascal. They're both over there. I was going to grab them, but I showed them to you guys yesterday. I showed you guys the covers of them both yesterday. And I didn't get any of that Sweet Valley book read yesterday. So anyway, that's that. Very, very quick clip. I just want to jump in just to say hi. Happy Tuesday. I'm working from home today and for the rest of the week. Yay. So I work today, tomorrow, and I work until 4 p.m. on Thursday. And then I'm off on Friday for Canada Day. So it's a long weekend. Super stoked. But anyway, that's it, you guys. I've got some editing to do. I will talk to you tomorrow. Bye, guys. Happy Wednesday. Today is the 29th of June. So tomorrow's the last day of the month and I am trying to finish books. So, reading wise, I am 70% of the way through, excuse me for reaching here, 70% of the way through Electric Idol by Katee Robert. I did listen to this, during my 45-minute walk this morning, which was great. I will get this done today, guaranteed. And I would like to start and try and finish 4 Ways to Wear a Dress. But we shall see if that actually happens. And I am also currently reading, and I don't have it here to show you guys. I started Too Good to Be True. Sorry, I thought I heard something. It's the cat. I did start Too Good to Be True yesterday by Francine Pascal, the next book in the Sweet Valley High series. I read it for about 10 minutes and I'm already 20% of the way through it. I will finish that one. If I just sit down for 45 minutes, I can get that one done. So I'd like to finish that one and this one by tomorrow, which is Wings of Fear by Carolyn Keene, which is another Nancy Drew book. I mean, this is like, come on. I should be able to finish this no problem. Again, I have a full day today at work, but I am working from home. And tomorrow I finish at 4 o'clock, which is great. So that's going to be really, really helpful. But yeah, went out for my walk this morning. That was fantastic. And it's dark out now, so it's going to rain. So I'm glad I got out there to do it beforehand. And yeah, I just filmed my July TBR. And I just thought I would show you guys, because I don't think I showed this to you on day 1. But I have been working on my sock, and I'm trying to get it done. I know I showed you this in my last vlog, but in case you're new, so that's where I was at the start of this week. So this is where I was on Monday. So this is what I've gotten done. Not a whole heck of a lot on this sock, but I've gotten a bit of work done on it. So my goal is to get this sock finished this week. I have another couple more inches, and then I finish off the toe, and that's a pair of socks done. So I will show you those when I'm done, but I just wanted to kind of show that to you guys. But anyway, that's it. Another very quick clip, you guys. Not a lot to share with you. Final thoughts on Electric Idol tomorrow. I don't want to say too much right now. I liked Neon Gods a lot more, and I think I know why, and I'll talk more about that when I get this done later today, but I'll probably check in with you guys tomorrow. So yeah, so I'll talk to you guys then. Bye, guys. Morning, friends. Happy Thursday. Today is the 30th of June, so it is the last day of the month, and today is the day that Sarah rushingly tries to finish all of the books she's currently reading. And I'm currently reading 3. So I will share that with you in just a few minutes, but I do have a book review because I did finish a book yesterday. So that's exciting. So I want to share that with you. I also got some book mail. So I want to share that with you as well. And of course, what I am currently reading and hoping to finish today. Tomorrow is a brand new month, and I'm excited about starting like new books for next month. So let's start out with, I went for a walk this morning, you guys. Super proud of myself. Went for my walk. Sorry for the glare of my glasses, as I always say. But I went for a walk this morning, and then I treated myself to McDonald's because today was payday. So I went up to Mickey D's and I got a sausage McMuffin combo with a coffee. And yeah, I got a little bit of video on my drive back to where I was safe. There was nobody else really on the road. Just so you guys could kind of see just some of the drive area from where the McDonald's is. And yeah, so let's jump into the book review. So yesterday, my friends, I finished reading Electric Idol by Katee Robert. I ended up giving this 3.5 stars, and I want to thank NetGalley and Dreamscape Media for sending me an audio ARC copy of this one to read and review. The issue is at the time I didn't realize that you had to download the audio ARCs right away to the NetGalley app, or else they would disappear when, of course, they expired, right? And the NetGalley, I find the audio ARCs have a very short shelf life. So, you know, if you don't download them, they're gone. And that's what I do now, is I make sure to download everything, so just in case I don't get to it right away. But luckily, my library had a copy of this on audio, so I did listen to it on audio. I cannot remember the narrator's names. I'm so sorry. I'll mention it at the end of this video when I do my little wrap-up for Sunday. But yeah, I gave this 3.5 stars. I did not love this as much as I love Neon Gods. And the reason was because mostly I am not as invested in the myth of Eros and Psyche. I'm just not as big I didn't study it as much as I did Persephone and Hades, which was what Neon Gods was about, of course. So in this story, Eros, of course, is the son of Aphrodite. The other thing I didn't like is that I've always pictured Aphrodite anytime that I've ever, read stuff about her or studied her. Like, I did take a Greek and Roman mythology course in high school, which was a lot of fun, by the way, you guys. Aphrodite has always seemed to be like, she's the goddess of love and marriage, and she's just happy and sparkly and rainbows and unicorns, you know what I mean? She is a witch with a capital B in this series. Like, she is, essentially, she's getting Eros to murder her enemies, or people who look at her funny in the grocery store, whatever. And she demands Psyche's heart on a platter, literally. And so dispenses Eros to dispose of her. And it felt very reminiscent, in a way, of, is it Snow White? Is that fairy tale? Where she has, like, she gets her henchman to kill her, and he can't kill her, and he instead, like, is he the one who puts her in the deeps? I cannot remember how the original fairy tale goes. But I think that's what it felt like to me. Like, I want you to kill her. But he had met her previously, and he's like, well, she was really nice to me, and I don't know if I can kill her. So anyway, they devise this plan to get married instead, and thinking that, you know, Aphrodite's not going to try and kill her if they're married. Well, they were wrong. So anyway, that's pretty much what the story is about. Very, very spicy. A lot of adult content in this book. Of course, it's Katee Robert. Again, you know, a lot of people are like, oh my gosh, this is just so, you know, sexy and all those things. And yes, it was. I'm not downplaying that. But again, I still felt like, even though it was spicy in a tame sort of way. This didn't push the envelope to my right? Like, we're all different, right? But this didn't push the envelope from what I expected of Katee Robert, from the way that people talk about her. That's what I'm trying to say, and what I tried to say with Neon Gods as well, is that the way people talk about Katee Robert, it's like, oh my gosh, it's very taboo, it's very, you know, blah, 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 and it's really not. Now, everybody's threshold is going to be different, right? Everybody's envelope is going to be different, you know? But while it is very, very, very adult, it's not taboo. At least that's what I found anyway. Your mileage may vary. Do know that you are definitely getting into a spicy book with this one. And I mean, those scenes are well written, don't get me wrong. But, you know, it's definitely an erotic novel. That's what I listed at on Goodreads. So, and a fantasy romance as well. So, yeah, I mean, I liked it, but I didn't love it as much as I loved Neon Gods. And the next book is called Wicked Beauty, which I'm actually going to be reading in July. If you guys already watched my July TBR, which is going up today, the day I'm filming this. And I'm not as excited about that one now, because I didn't love this one as much as I love the first book. That book's about Helen of Troy, which is another myth that I'm really not familiar with at all. So we shall see where this goes. At the end of the day, I mean, it was a good book. Don't get me wrong. I didn't dislike it, but it didn't hold a candle to Neon Gods, in my opinion. So what am I currently reading? Let's go there first. So the books I am currently reading and want to finish today. First of all, on audio, I am listening to 4 Ways to Wear a Dress by Gillian. Is it Libby? I think it's her name. The picture will be up here because I don't have anything beside me to show you guys a picture of it. So this one is not exactly what I was expecting. From what I read about it, I thought it was going to be, like an adult version of, excuse me. Like, it was going to be an adult version of Sisterhood of the Traveling Pants, where there's this one dress that they all wear at different, you know, and it helps them out in their lives. So this is not about that. This is about our main character, Millie, who's living in New York City. I'm about 30% of the way through this one right now. I started it yesterday, and I listened to a good chunk of it on my walk this morning. My goal is to finish it today. And she's living in New York City, and she had this job in marketing with this startup firm that did these very fancy, Instagram-worthy stuff kids aren't actually going to play with toys. And the company kind of starts to go under. She gets fired. So she decides to go out to California, where her college best friend is living with her husband and stuff like that. So she goes out there, and it's this story. I'm not loving it, to be completely honest. It's all about social media and Instagram. And everybody in this small town seems to be an influencer, and they're like all over the gram, as they call it. And, you know, it's all about getting this and what's actually real and what's really not. And she's trying to start up her own blog, Instagram account to, you know, make this her job so she can essentially be a surf bum all day. And this dress comes into play because the other friends, anytime they've worn the dress, it's brought them good luck. But it's never done that for her. And she's trying to get the guy and trying to, you know, make a name for herself in social media. And it also takes place post-pandemic. The pandemic is mentioned in this book. Not COVID-19 per se, but they refer to it as the pandemic. And lockdowns are mentioned and stuff like that. So do keep that in mind as you're reading it. This book, I think what it is that this book is dated. This book is clearly going to be dated. That if you read this book in 10 years, it's not going to be the same as if you're reading it now. Does that make sense? Because we don't know what the social media landscape is going to look like in a decade, nor how prevalent we could have gone through 8 more lockdowns in 10 years. Let's hope that's not the case. And I didn't just put that out in the universe, but you guys know what I mean. This is a very dated book. And I've talked to a lot of authors about, like, I know Brie and I had the delight to be able to talk to Jill Shalvis, the great Jill Shalvis, during the pandemic. And we talked about, and Susan Wiggs around the same time, about writing about the pandemic during the pandemic. And both of them said the same thing, that they want their books to not be time-stamped in a way. And, you know, if you mention the pandemic or something like that, even just in passing, you're now dating that book. And to read it later, it's going to be difficult. Not difficult and not impossible, but it's definitely going to date the book. Does that make sense? So, yeah. Anyway, not loving it. I will report back tomorrow my final thoughts on it. Speaking of books that are dated, I am also currently reading Too Good to Be True by Francine Pascal. I'm about halfway through this one. If I just sit down, I can finish this one in an hour and be done with it. And this is Sweet Valley High book number 11. And this one is dated. Now, they've re-released all of these for Kindle, and I'm actually very surprised that they didn't go in and change references, because they're referencing that the one teacher looks like Robert Redford. What else have they mentioned? Like very 80s stuff. Mick Jagger, like in this book. So in this story, the Wakefields are hosting this friend of the family's daughter named Suzanne. And she's not a very nice person, but she's putting on a persona that she seems very nice, but in reality, she's not. So Jessica went to New York to go spend time with her family, which is just weird. Like, you don't know these people. It just seems very odd to me, but that's beside, this is the world of Sweet Valley. We're not going to argue with the world of Sweet Valley. So Jessica is off in New York. And in this New York fantasy she has when she's going there, that she's going to be at a club and meeting Mick Jagger. And I'm like, ooh, he's like a gazillion and 2 years old. But in 1984, 40 almost years ago, he was quite a bit younger. So that's what I mean. Like, I'm surprised when they re-released these books to Kindle that they didn't update the references. But again, just like the 4 Ways to Wear a Dress, this book is very much dating itself, right? With the references. So anyway, I'm reading that one. And the last one that I had not mentioned that I was reading is The Rancher's Summer Secret. And this is by Christine Rimmer. This is the first book in the Montana Mavericks, The Real Cowboys of Bronco Heights, I think is the miniseries. And this is the first book. Now, this is a 6-book miniseries. I have read book 5. I read it last year around the Christmas holidays. And this is on my Serious About Series list for the second half of 2022, because I decided to join in on that challenge for the second half of the year. I am doing a video, I think it's going to be next week, that I'm going to be talking about all the books that I have on that list. So I wanted to get this one read so that I would only have 4 books left in this series to read. And I'm enjoying this one quite a bit. It's about our main character, Vanessa, who, following on the heels of the last Montana Mavericks miniseries, she meets Jameson in this bar on New Year's Eve. And they proposition each other. They go back to his place. They have a wonderful evening. And she's like, thanks. It's been fun. I'm going back to Billings, Montana. Because she lives like in the larger city, and this is the smaller town. This is the town she grew up in. So these were her ground rules. If she was going to do this one night stand, it was like, you know, I will be coming back to town to visit my parents and stuff like that. If we see each other, we can nod, but no no talking about what happened. This never happened kind of an idea. Not that she was ashamed of it, but like her business is her business, right? So anyway, 6 months goes by and it's now the 2nd of July and she's back in town, and she's actually back in town for the summer because she's a teacher. So she's off for the summer and she's going to be teaching like a summer school program in this small town. And of course she runs into Jameson and the story goes from there. And it's been really, really cute. I like it a lot. I'm enjoying it quite a bit. So yeah, this one's fun. And my goal is to finish this one today. I'm about halfway through it at this point. So with the 3 books that I have, I'm sure I can get them done today. I actually finished work early today. I finished at 4 instead of 7 o'clock. I know for a lot of you, you're like, 4 is early? It is when you usually finish at 7 o'clock. But because this is the day before a long weekend, I get to finish early. And then tomorrow I'm off. But tomorrow, like my goal is to finish these today so I can get these all clean slate for the beginning of July. But there's one book, so I pick one of these throwback books every month. And my Nancy Drew pick for this month did not get read, so it's going to be moved over to July. So this is my Nancy Drew book for the month of July, Wings of Fear, which is fine. I was hoping to get this one done over the next few days, but work has been really busy. I was surprised. I mean, it's a pleasant surprise. We'd rather be busy, but I wasn't, anticipating it. So anyway, I got some book mail yesterday, so I had to show you guys. 2 authors sent me new copies of their new books, and I'm super, super stoked. So first of all, the always amazing Pippa Roscoe sent me a copy of Claim to Save His Crown, which is the 3rd and final book in her mini-series. Now, if you watched my Harlequin Anticipated Reads vlog that came out earlier this week, on Tuesday, on the 28th, I talked about the 2nd book in this series. So this is the 3rd book. This is about the 3rd sibling, and now I have all 3 of them directly from Pippa because she's a delight. And she did sign it off to me, so thank you, Pippa. Very excited, and she sent me a pretty little card as well. So thank you for sending that my way in the mail. And then the great Laurel Greer sent me her new book as well, and I'm so stoked. This is What to Expect When She's Expecting by Laurel Greer. And this is part of the Sutter Creek, Montana series, a long-running series that she's running. Super, super cute. So this one comes out in July. So this is a new release now. Now? This would now, as of right now, be available on your bookshelves in your stores if you shop in a big box store. And she also signed it off to me because she's a delight. So yeah, so this one is available now, and this one is not available till September. So this is a few months out, you guys. So this is really exciting that I have that one. And Laurel also sent me a little note card as well because she is super, super sweet. So yeah. So that's the book mail. So anyway, guys, a little bit of a longer clip today, but I didn't really have long clips over the last few days. And I am going to log into work pretty soon and get my day started. And I will talk to you guys tomorrow. Bye, guys. Hi, friends. Happy Friday. Today is the 1st of July. Happy Canada Day to all of my fellow Canadians out there. Yeah, I hope that you guys all have a absolutely fantastic day. And for everyone else, I hope you have a wonderful Friday. So I've got a lot to share with you guys right now. It is the 1st of the month. I finished 2 books yesterday and I DNF'd a book. So I'm going to talk about that first. And then I'm going to share with you what I'm reading today. And then I have some crafty stuff to show you guys. So that's exciting. Yay. Okay, so let's jump in and get started. So first of all, we'll start off with the book I DNF'd. So yesterday I spent, after I did my clip yesterday, I did some stuff, played around with some stuff on my computer. And I was listening to 4 Ways to Wear a Dress by Gillian Libby. And I realized that I completely, stopped listening, stopped paying attention because I stopped caring. Guys, I wasn't enjoying this one at all. There was nothing bad about the book. There was nothing offensive about the book. It just wasn't for me. And I think that's just the easiest way for me to explain it. Clearly, a lot of people like this book. I am not one of them. It was so focused on the social media thing, and it's not at all what I thought it was going to be in terms of, I thought it was going to be more about this friendship between these women, but everybody just felt so, it was just so fake. Like, that's how it felt to me because of the social media aspect, and that she was putting so much stock into building this brand on, Instagram. And it's one of those books that clearly is going to be very dated. And I talked about this in my clip yesterday. I think that was part of the unappeal to me as well. So DNF on this one, did not like it. It wasn't for me. If you guys read it, or if you guys have read it, let me know your thoughts on it. Maybe at some point down the road, I'll give it another try. But for right now, didn't interest me. So then yesterday, I finished reading Too Good to Be True by Francine Pascal. I gave this book 3 stars, I think. This is book 11 in the Sweet Valley High series. So in this one, I talked about this yesterday as well, that this girl, Suzanne, comes to stay with the Wakefields, and Jessica goes to New York to stay with Suzanne's family. They kind of do an exchange, daughter exchange, which is a little weird, but things were different in the 80s. And Suzanne turns out to be not the nicest person, and that's pretty much the plot of the book, is that she is, for the most of the book, you even as the reader are led to believe that she's this very sweet person, and then stuff starts happening, and she actually accuses one of the teachers of attempted rape, which is huge. Like, that's not nothing, and could have completely damaged his entire reputation. Turns out she was lying. It's found out that she was lying. She let the cat out of the bag, essentially, and suffered no consequences from it, which I think is what made me super angry. If you falsely accuse someone of something, there should be consequences, and she didn't have any consequences. I mean, to the point where they called the police on him. Do you know what I mean? So anyway, I liked it and I didn't like it. I mean, it's a Sweet Valley book. Yeah, these things are whatever. So yeah, I finished that one yesterday. And last but not least for yesterday, I did finish The Rancher's Summer Secret by Christine Rimmer, which is the first book in the Montana Mavericks, The Real Cowboys of Bronco Heights, I think, is the mini-series. And this is, like I said, the first book. So in this story, we have Vanessa and Jameson. I think I called him Jameson yesterday. It's Jameson. And they, as I said, had a one-night fling. And then the two of them went their separate ways after New Year's, and they met back up again. This actually takes place over the 4th of July. I will talk about this tomorrow when I do my July reading events video, in terms of another booktuber's reading events, that one of her prompts is to read a book that takes place over the 4th of July. And for my romance readers out there, this one does. It starts off on July 2nd, kind of runs the whole month of July, but a good portion of the book actually takes place around the first 3 or 4 days of the month. So yeah, if you're looking for a book that takes place during the 4th of July for that challenge, you have this one if you're interested in checking it out. And it's the first in a series too, which is great. And it's only a 6-book series, so you're not jumping into some 45 book series, you know what I mean? So yeah, it was a lot of fun. I liked it a lot. I liked the characters of Vanessa and Jameson. I liked his sister Charity. The next book, which I will hopefully be reading this month, is called For His Daughter's Sake, I think, and it's by Stella Bagwell, and it features one of the characters we meet in this book named Callie, who's best friends with Vanessa. So I'm looking forward to that book very much. And yeah, I like this one a lot. Gave it 4 stars. Highly recommend. Christine Rimmer is a fantastic author. And yeah, so that's everything that I finished yesterday. So what am I currently reading? What am I going to be reading today? Today I'm going to be starting Hitches, Hideouts, and Homicides, I think, by Tonya Kappes, which is the 7th book in the Camper and Criminals Cozy Mystery series. My goal is to start and finish this book today. Don't know anything about it yet, have not started it yet. I will also be starting Cold Case Colorado by Cassie Miles, which is a Harlequin intrigue novel, and it's the first book in the Unsolved Mystery series, I think, which is another one for that SAS list that I kind of mentioned. Sorry guys, I have literally filmed 4 videos today, and I don't remember what I've talked about in what video. So I think I'm going to be doing a video next week on the books that I picked for my SAS list for the back end of the year, the second half of the year. So yeah, I will talk more about that later, but this is one that is on that list. It's an intrigue. I love the intrigue novels. This one should be great. So yeah, so that's what I'm starting. So I'll update you guys on that tomorrow. But again, I have the day off today. It is already 11 o'clock in the morning. It's dark out. They're calling for rain around lunchtime. So I kind of wanted to get all this filmed before lunch. But I have some crafty stuff to show you guys. So first of all, my husband and I went over to Michael's yesterday. Excuse me for reaching. Because I had to get floss. I needed 2 skeins of floss for a project that I will show you guys in just a second. But while we were there, I saw yarn. And this yarn was on sale. So this is like a DK weight for my fellow knitters. And I couldn't pass it up because it was originally $14.99 a ball. It's Bernat Softy Baby Stripes. So it's self-striping. This is almost 600 yards. So yeah, you could potentially make socks out of this, but they would be really warm, like more like slippers. I'm thinking that this might have to be a scarf for myself. So I got 2 colors because they were on sale for $3 each. $3 each. So this is self-striping. These aren't the stripes that are in this, but this is how it will stripe kind of. But here are the colors. So there's like light teal, a darker teal, like these. It's beautiful. The colorway of this one is called something. Rocket Pop, which is like very summery. So yeah, the colors are not showing true on camera, so I apologize, but I thought that one was super pretty. So like I said, it's a DK weight. I thought originally that I could get a pair of socks out of it, and but I'm not too sure. I might be able to. 598 yards. They would just be thicker than normal. I might try that. We shall see. But anyway, and then I got this one too, because like, come on, that is just so... A couple pairs of fingerless mitts would be great for this. So this one is called... Very Berry is what this one is called. So yeah, I mean, for $3 a ball, like, they're the size of my head. Like, seriously, you can't pass that up. So anyway, super excited about that. And so let me show you the crafting I've been doing. I actually picked up my cross stitch yesterday. Very exciting. I got the mojo back a little bit for it. So I went back to work on, sorry, excuse me for reaching over here. Let me grab the photo. So I picked this one back up, which is called Winding River by Pigeon Coop Designs, who's a local Toronto, actually, cross-stitch designer. And I bought this kit. I pre-ordered it back in April. I received it in May, and I did start it. So this is it. So the kit, I got everything. I got all the floss, like the stuff to stitch with. I got the fabric. I got the pattern. I got the hoop. I got a needle. I got all the things except for scissors. Like, literally, I got everything. Pattern and instructions, the fabric, thread and needle, and 1 8-inch embroidery hoop. So it gives it to you as a circle, right? Like the pattern is like this, but the pattern is actually square. So it actually goes a little bit outside of the circle. I'm going to stitch the full square, I think. And then maybe just put it in a slightly bigger hoop. I haven't decided yet. I don't know. I just feel like trying to line it up within that hoop is going to be hard, but I don't know. We shall see. We shall see. But I just thought it was just so pretty. And you can buy the pattern on its own on his website now. It's available digitally. So I will leave it linked below for anyone, any fellow cross-stitchers who might want to check that one out. So I was working on this one yesterday. And because I have the pattern physically, I don't want to give anything away for the pattern. Okay? So let me just do this. Just so I don't show too much. I'm trying not to, you know... So just to show you guys who are non-stitchers, the pattern is kind of broken out into 10 square. So you get a 10 square of the pattern within, you know, whatever, right? And because there's a lot of blocks of color in this, I'm trying to break it up in that 10 square now. I was trying to like stitch like the whole bit of like the river, and it just became very frustrating for me to try and read the pattern. So now I'm going to try and just work on these 10 squares. So that's what I've done so far. It's not a lot. I worked on this mostly last night while I was watching episodes of Kara and Nate on YouTube. And I also got for free when I pre-ordered the kit, this adorable, what do you call it? Oh my gosh, why am I drawing a blank? It's a needle minder, which means it's actually magnetic. So stuff sticks to it. So your needle sticks to it. That's the whole point, is when you're done stitching, you can stick the needle here so you don't lose it. So yeah, so I got that with it as well. But yeah, that's what I worked on yesterday. But today, because it's the 1st of July and it's Canada Day, my friends Rainy and Rainy over at Rainy Day Reads and Mandy, we decided to do a stitch along, and there is a designer called Shannon Christine Designs, and she designed these two really cute patterns, very small, not very small, but small-esque mini patterns, if you will. One for the 4th of July, and she also did one for Canada Day, and they're really, really cute. So Mandy is going to stitch both, the Canadian and the American one. And Rainy's going to stitch the American one, and I am going to stitch the Canadian one. And that's what it looks like. It's called July 1st. And I will leave a link to the pattern in the description box below in case you guys want to pick up a copy for yourselves. We'll be stitching all throughout the month, and I'm hoping to finish this by the end of the month. So that's the floss I was picking up yesterday. So I have this all kitted up. So there's all the floss that I need. There's my fabric. And I did treat myself to a new bag last month when I got a little bonus from work. And I bought this, and it's Canadian. Like, you got the camper, the maple leaf, like even the Canadian flag, the camping, a canoe, a Native American, what'd you call that? There's a name for them, and I'm drawing a blank. I do apologize. Some snowshoes and skis and all kinds of stuff. So very Canadian, very outdoor Canadian, and I'm not an outdoor person, but I just thought the bag was super, super cute. So yeah, so I'll be starting that today, so I'll show you guys an update for that tomorrow. Anyway, guys, that's it. Oh, there's a robin in the tree. That is the last clip for today. I did not go for a walk this morning because I knew I wanted to film these videos. Getting all these videos filmed today means that I now have the whole rest of the weekend with nothing to do. I plan on just sitting in my room now, editing these, getting them pre-posted to YouTube, and starting my cross-stitch project. So anyway, yeah, that's all that I have for now, you guys. I will check in with you tomorrow. Bye, guys. Say hello.
We are at the kitty corner because it's all kitties. I thought you were going for a photo.
No, you're on video, friend.
Wee-hee! Still can't find it. Why did they make them child-proof?
They made them husband-proof. Hello, handsome Presley.
It's like an hour going nowhere.
Hi friends, happy Sunday. Today is the 3rd of July and it is about 5 o'clock in the afternoon. And I am coming to you with a clip to wrap up this vlog so I can get this uploaded or finished editing and upload it and all that good stuff. So I had big plans for my reading for this weekend and that just went downhill. So I did finish a book and I'm halfway through one book and I'm halfway through a couple of books, but one of the books I'm not going to be talking about right now because it is for my anticipated reads vlog that's going to come at the end of the month. I'm always reading those on the sly. But for the books I'm going to show you, I've got 3 books, technically 3 books on the go right now. But I did finish a book on Friday, so I apologize for not checking in yesterday. I will get into kind of what's been going on over the past few days in just a second. But I wanted to share with you the final book that I finished, and that was Hitches, Hideouts, and Homicides by Tonya Kappes. It is the 7th book in the Campers and Criminals Cozy Mystery series. I gave it 3 stars. This is just such a cute, quick series. It's like, I like it. It's not like, oh my god, go out and read it. It's absolutely fantastic. But it's a really enjoyable read. If you're a cozy mystery fan, they are not very long. The ebooks come in at under 200 pages. The audiobook for this one was like 4 hours and 2 minutes long. So if you are someone who listens at a higher rate of speed, this is something you can get done very quickly and read through these ones. And they are a lot of fun. So pretty much the series is about a woman by the name of Mae West. No relation to the actual Mae West. And she is left this campground by her devious ex-husband who ends up dying in the first book. And it's this campground in this small town called Normal, Kentucky, which is outside the Daniel Boone National Park. And she has a habit of finding dead bodies and getting her nose into, the mystery of how this person died. And she is in a relationship with the local town cop. I mean, this is pretty much marking all of the check boxes for a standard cozy mystery. And I enjoy it. It's fun. They're quick. I think the reason I really like them is because they are such quick reads. And it's kind of very, what's the word I'm looking for? You feel like you accomplish something when you finish one. You know what I mean? So my plan had been to finish both this one and book 8. I did not get to book 8. I'm hoping to get to it later in this month. So before the end of the month, that is my goal, is to get to book number 8. So yeah, so that was the last book that I finished for this week. So I finished that on Friday. And then yesterday, which was Saturday, I did not record a clip at all. Apologies for that. I've been sitting here thinking, I'm like, what have I been doing? Like, I feel like I've been super busy, but on the other hand, I really haven't been that busy. So, I went out, trying to think now. So yesterday, I slept in. I have not been walking either. That's the other thing, is I've been really tired. And now that I'm thinking about it, I'm like, it sounds weird, but I haven't been walking. So I wonder if I'm tired because I'm feeling lazy, because I haven't been getting out for those walks. So, and also why I haven't been listening to as much audio, because I haven't been out walking like I have been for the past couple of weeks. So getting back into the habit of doing that tomorrow. But anyway, so yesterday it was kind of like running around and stuff like that. And then I was in a live show for about 3 hours, which I love doing. I do those every Saturday over on Tiffany's channel with Tiffany, Storm, and Lee. Lee was in this one, which was super fun too. She's sporadically in on a Saturday, but it was really, really nice to see her. So, I mean, I'd seen her on Friday night as well, because she did a live show on my channel with me and Storm. So that was a lot of fun. But anyway, so we, I did that, and I didn't get a lot of reading done during those reading sprints, because I was dealing with something else here personally that Garrett and I were kind of dealing with something, nothing major at all. And then, the afternoon, kind of puddled around, did things, and then at 7:30, I had a Zoom call with a couple of other booktubers, because we are discussing a booktube reading event that's going to happen in September. I am not the creator of this, so I'm not saying anything yet. I will let them do that, but that's coming in September, so stay tuned. I am very, very excited about it. So we had a nice little chat on Zoom for a couple of hours, actually, so that was a lot of fun. And after that, I was just really tired, and I pretty much went to bed. And then this morning, got up, and then actually Garrett and I went to go see my aunt, and she's probably watching this, so hi, Aunt Sandy. We went to go visit her for a couple hours, and then we went to the grocery store, and we came home, and it's just kind of been like one of those days where it's like the whole weekend. You think when you've got a long weekend, like, oh, I've got all this time, and then all of a sudden, once you do all these other things that need to be done, you don't have as much time as you thought you did, right? So I overextended myself reading-wise with my reading plans, but whatever, it's fine. So what am I currently reading? I technically have 3 books on the go, but I'm only going to talk about 2 of them, of course, because one of them, I always have one book on the side that I'm not necessarily sharing with you guys that I am reading for my Harlequin vlog at the end of the month. So I will talk about all those books at the end of the month when I do that anticipated reads vlog. So stay tuned for that. But what I am reading and can share with you is I started on Saturday a new audiobook. I was on my library website. I have no business being on my library website, but I found some books and I saw this one and it looked really cute, and I've read the author before. The book is called 16 Scandals, and it's by Sophie Jordan, and it is a standalone YA historical. And it is as I said, a YA historical retelling of the movie 16 Candles. And so far, it's absolutely adorable. So it's this girl's 16th birthday. She's supposed to be entered into society. She's super excited. She's been looking forward to this. She has 3 older sisters who she has watched, get into society. Her oldest sister is married. Her next sister down is engaged, or betrothed, if you will. And then the sister who's just a bit older than her is still on the marriage mark, but hasn't met a suitor yet. Like, she's still looking for a husband, essentially. So it's her birthday. Our main character's name is Primrose, and she is all excited. So it's her 16th birthday. She's super excited about being entered into society. And her parents decide that no, they're going to hold her back for a year or two until her one sister, the sister just older than her, is betrothed, because the mother does not want to deal with two daughters on the marriage mart at the same time, because it's just too much work. So she's kind of been cast aside. It's like, no, you can enter society later, pretty much stay in the schoolroom, blah, 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 blah. So she's upset. So her best friend Olympia, whose mother I believe is an opera singer, she's talking to her friend, and her friend's like, well, it's still your 16th birthday. You should still do something super fun. So they decided to plan this night by going to Vauxhall and doing like these things that they shouldn't really be doing, but they're kind of having that night out. And I'm about 40% of the way through this one. It's a relatively short book. Comes in at under, like, somewhere around 250 pages, but it's super cute, and I'm really, really liking it. For those of you who are fans of 16 Candles, I can absolutely see the appeal in this one. It's really cute, and I'm liking it a lot. So I will report back in my next vlog when I finish this one. And then I also started yesterday Cold Case Colorado by Cassie Miles. This is the first book in the Unsolved Mystery series. This is one of the books for my SAS list, my Serious About Series list that I'm doing for the second half of 2022. There will be a video on these books, the books that I've picked, on my channel, not this coming week, but next week. I've already filmed and done all my videos for this week coming, so I feel very productive in that aspect, which is great. And anyway, so yes. So Cold Case Colorado, this is about a woman whose father just recently passed away, and he died of cancer, colon cancer, and her mother passed away 15 years earlier. And she has no family left. She was a teacher, and she had quit her job when her father got like really sick, like became terminal, to take care of him, and pretty much ran through all of their money. The family was very well to do, but the father, while he was still healthy, was taking all these trips and doing all these things and essentially selling off the estate just to enjoy his life, which is fine. But it left nothing for his, like, he didn't know at the time he was sick. Like, this was well before he got sick. And then all of a sudden he gets sick, and there's all these medical bills and what have you, and there was nothing left. So she has nothing. And she, like I said, she had quit her job to look after her father. So anyway, her uncle has taken her in, and she is helping ghostwrite his biography. He's, I guess, a very well-known chef in their area. And there's a mystery afoot. So yeah, I will talk more about this book as well in my next vlog. And my husband just walked into the room, and so did Presley, because why am I trying to do anything? So let me just finish this off. I'll be just a minute, Gare. Let me just finish this off by sharing with you all of the books that I finished this week. My quick little wrap up here. So I did finish reading 6 books this week. Yeah, he's grabbing the cat treats for Presley because did you hear that? Priorities. So I read 6 books this week. So the first one that I finished was Death in the Sunshine by Steph Broadribb. I gave this book 4 stars. I listened to it on audio. It was narrated by Sarah Zimmerman. Thank you very much to NetGalley and to Amazon Publishing UK for sending me an eARC copy of that book to read and review. The one that I did not talk about on this vlog, but you will have seen on my Harlequin Anticipated Reads vlog that went up the week that just passed, was Undercover Colton by Addison Fox. I gave this book 4 stars as well. Book number 5 in the Coltons of Colorado series. Thank you again to NetGalley and to Harlequin for sending me an eARC copy of this book to read and review. I finished Electric Idol by Katee Robert. I gave this book 4 stars as well. Book 2 in the Dark Olympus series. Thank you to NetGalley and to Dreamscape Media for sending me an e-audio copy of this book to read or to listen to and review, I should say. I did listen to this one on audio. The narrators were Alex Moorcock and Zara Hampton Brown, who both did fantastic jobs, by the way. I read Too Good to Be True by Francine Pascal. Gave this book 3 stars. It is book number 11 in the Sweet Valley High series. I finished The Rancher's Summer Secret by Christine Rimmer. Gave this book 4 stars as well. This is book number 1 in the Montana Mavericks, The Real Cowboys of Bronco Heights series. And as I just talked about, I finished Hitches, Hideouts, and Homicides by Tonya Kappes. 3 stars on this book. 7th book in the Campers and Criminals Cozy Mystery series. Listen to it on audio, narrated by Joanna Parker. So a 6-book week, you guys. Pretty good. That's pretty good. I'm pretty pleased with that. So the 2 books I just talked about, 16 Scandals and Cold Case Colorado, will both get carried over into next week. And yeah, so that's it, you guys. That is it for this vlog. I do hope that you enjoyed it. Please let me know below, how did your week go? And what books did you read? And what books did you enjoy this week? And to all my American friends, I will probably say it tomorrow on the vlog, but let me say it ahead of time. Happy 4th of July. I hope that you all have a very safe and happy long weekend. And to my Canadian friends who are watching this, I hope you had a great long weekend. And yeah, happy Canada Day as well. So that's it, guys. I will talk to you all in my next video. Take care and happy reading, everybody. Bye.